Hey everyone, it's your buddy Crypto Profit back with another video, and today we're going to be taking a quick look at Hedera Hashgraph or HBAR. So this coin is one of those that we haven't taken a look at too often in this channel, but we have taken a look once or twice, and there's definitely good reason to take more looks because this is one of those coins that has a lot of potential. If we take a look at the last month alone, we do see that 62.36% increase. If we take a look at the last week, a 10% increase. The last 24 hours, obviously it's doing big things, a 7.04% increase. The market cap right now is actually at a fairly low for this kind of a coin, $2.8 billion. We have the volume in the last 24 hours only being that 343.6 million, and the circulating supply being that 7.9 billion HBAR. So a lot of people believe HBAR is going to be, the next big thing. There's a lot of potential behind the price chart itself. If we take a look at the last year, you can see this massive, obviously, nothing happening for a little while, and then obviously come to January, February, we start to see increases. And then in March is obviously where a lot of these altcoins, very early March, had massive increases. We saw a 978% increase in the last year alone. Obviously, March 5th jumping all the way up to March 14th, we saw a massive increase from about 15 cents to about 45. So a 30 cent increase there. There's just massive increases all around the board. If we take a look at the last month alone, we do see a lot of dips and increases going on. So it's pretty much random at this point in time. There's not much we can say. If we look at the last year, though, this is where you can actually do more of an analysis on where we think this is going to go. So we do see obviously a correction after the all-time high, which makes perfect sense. It went, crazy skyrocketing high. So we did see a correction all the way down to about 30 cents. And then it, increased right back up to about 40 cents and then decreased right back down to 30 cents again. And now we're seeing a small increase to 35. So it does look like we have some sort of making sense here. If you look at the year alone, it does look a little bit harder to understand. Obviously, if you go to the 1 week or even 1 month, can be somewhat difficult for some people. But if you take a look at the year, it does make a lot more sense when looking at the graph. So this does show me that there is potential behind this coin still. We did stabilize and use our support twice, and I think it will continue at that stable point at the very, very least. I think we're at a pretty good buy-in spot because Hedera Hashgraph, it is going to probably stabilize for a couple more days, and then we are going to see this one continue to increase or incline over the next few weeks and months. So we will see what Hedera Hashgraph really has to offer. I do want to go over a brief overview for you guys of what Hedera Hashgraph is and why it's actually one of those coins we want to continue to take a look at on this channel. So let's jump over to the website. I do want to say as well, guys, I am not a financial advisor. I will never give financial advice, so always do your own research before investing in anything. If we see we do have Hedera Hashgraph, they say, hello, future Hedera token service now on mainnet. So obviously that's a big enough deal alone in itself, but we do join a future built on trust. So Hedera is the trust layer of the internet, a decentralized public network for you to make your digital world exactly as it should be yours. Whether you're a startup or enterprise or a creator or a consumer, Hedera goes beyond blockchain for developers to create the next era of fast, fair, and secure applications. They also talk about how they are the third generation public ledger. So if you look here, we have Bitcoin first generation, Ethereum second generation, then we have third generation HBAR, obviously with some insane stats that they can beat Bitcoin and Ethereum in those ways, where third generation, they have all this experience to go off of Bitcoin and Ethereum, and they see the problems that they have, and they basically fixed them. And so third generation, we have Hedera HBAR, and it's looking very, very big. The opportunity right now is pretty massive. I think if you take a look at the price chart again, you have to remember we're at a very good spot. We're at about 35 cents. Maybe we see another dip down to 30 cents. I think that's a very big possibility. If we do see another dip right around that 30-cent mark, grabbing this coin at that price point would be a fairly good entry point, I would say, in my opinion. Do remember, guys, do your own research. I'm not a financial advisor, but, like I said, 30 cents, you're looking at a fairly good entry point because I do believe we will beat this all-time high just in April alone. But let's take a look back, and then we'll do a price prediction for April, May in 2021 at the end of the video. So they do have this token service. So HTS enables the configuration, minting, management of fungible and non-fungible tokens on Hedera without needing to set up and deploy a smart contracts. And they also have the consensus service, create a scalable and publicly verifiable timestamps and ordering of events for any application, track assets on a supply chain, count music streams for digital rights, or log digital asset transfers. So this could be massive. They have so many use cases for this token. There's so much utility behind it. Like I said, there's a lot of use cases, and specifically on the top of the website, it has use cases. So they have payments, healthcare, identity, case studies, enterprise. Obviously, these are built on Hedera, so they have case studies and enterprise. But the payments, healthcare, identity, data compliance, fraud mitigation, and tokenized assets are all things Hedera Hashgraph is capable of doing. They talk more about their network metrics, transactions, accounts, API calls, and latency. So there's just so much to talk about on Hedera Hashgraph's website. There's so much information to grab. So I do suggest if you're looking to invest in Hedera Hashgraph, go to hedera.com. You can learn more about Hedera Hashgraph and obviously the kind of the dominance that it's going to be putting out on the market, in my opinion. If we see a public network for everyone, Hedera is designed for fast, fair, and secure applications to take advantage of the efficiency of Hashgraph on a decentralized public network you can trust. So, like they said, fast, secure, fair, and stable. Definitely 4 things that they like to call out. They are definitely, I would say, those 4 things. If we go to their use cases, like I said, you could click any of these and learn more about that specific one. But it's becoming a massive thing. There's massive use cases for this coin alone, and I do think it's going to continue on that path. If we go to payments alone, we do see real-time settlement, low and predictable fees, regulatory compliance. So we do see a lot of potential in behind what they have to offer. I do suggest looking at the use cases individually and seeing why it's going to be so big. You can also go to the network and learn about how it works. Definitely another good way to really learn the public ledger versus the network nodes and how all of this kind of ties together, as well as the token service, file service, smart contract, and consensus service. They also talk about the decentralized applications. So obviously a big deal with cryptocurrencies right now is the decentralization as well as the governance. 2 big things that Hedera Hashgraph really does kind of touch on very well. So we'll continue back to the price graph now and try to give you guys price predictions for Hedera Hashgraph for the end of April, May in 2021. So right now we are about 35 cents. If you take a look at the last week alone, not much movement there. It's pretty much staying stable. We do see a 10% increase, which most people would be very happy with. Obviously, in today's cryptocurrency world, 10% is almost nothing in a week because we have coins doing 20, 30, 50 cent 20, 30, 50% in just one day. So a lot of people are getting kind of restless. I will say Hedera Hashgraph is definitely one. If you're going to hold it, it's going to be a long-term coin most likely. You could see short-term gains, but I think it's going to be one of those you're going to want to hold for long terms because we see this massive increase. Obviously, the second increase didn't get to that 45 cents we saw originally, but we only dipped back down to that 30 cents and we're already increasing to that 35 cent right now. I'm going to give it a quick refresh, get the new price for us. Looks like 36 cents. So we're continuing to rise as we speak here. It's just a lot of potential behind something like this, and we'll continue to monitor it, like I said. But going into the end of April, I do think Hedera Hashgraph will easily make a new all-time high right around that 50 cent mark and stable out about 45 cents. So I think that's a very reasonable prediction. You guys know on this channel I like to keep everything as realistic as possible, reasonable and conservative. And I would say 45 cents being a stable spot and then 50 cents being that all-time high is definitely going to be a reasonable prediction. We go into May. I think May is going to be another big month for Hedera. April is going to be more about recovering to a new all-time high. I think May is going to be pushing. So I'm losing my voice here. May is going to be pushing some new boundaries. So we're going to see, May make its way probably to about 75 to 80 cents. 80 cents being that new all-time high, 75 cents being a good stable spot. Do remember that's already more than a 2x in just less than a month. I think that's definitely coming. And a lot of you guys are probably thinking that, this coin can do so much more. It's got all these use cases. It's got so much utility behind it. All this is coming and all this. Well, you know what? This definitely could do a lot more. It's one of those things where, guys, I'm always predicting on the low end. So this definitely does have potential to go, 4 or 5x in literally 2 months. It does have that kind of potential because of all the use cases behind it. People could adopt, Hedera Hashgraph very quickly, or there could be new news that does come out or new partnerships that make a big deal. But as I see it right now, I do see about a 2x. Maybe a potential 3x for the end of May. Going into the end of 2021, we will continue to see Hedera Hashgraph do well. A coin like this that has so many use cases will continue to be used throughout the rest of 2021, and I think there's going to be a lot of people understanding, how much Hedera Hashgraph really, how much it really does for the ecosystem in general. So we'll continue to watch Hedera Hashgraph. By the end of the year, I do suggest or suspect, I guess, it will be around that $1.75, $2 range. I think we could have an all-time high around that $2 and a stable spot around $1.75, $1.80 by the end of 2021. Like I said, guys, we will continue to monitor Hedera Hashgraph. So if you guys do like this coin or if you like price predictions in general, definitely subscribe to the channel if you have not already subscribed. Turn notifications on and like the video. Thank you guys so much for all sticking with me today. If you want to talk with talk with crypto like-minded people in the Discord, join the link in the description below, as well as follow me on Twitter, also linked in the description below. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'll see you guys all in the next one.